What's up, everybody? It's Jordan, and welcome to the Sports Behind Show. Today is April 25th, 2021. We are just 4 days away from the NFL Draft. We're getting closer and closer by the second, and it just seems crazy that we're this close to draft time. In this video, I'm live on YouTube like every single video I do, and I'm continuing my series of doing a post-free agency semi-round mock draft for each NFL team. This video, it belongs to the 21st pick overall, and that is the Indianapolis Colts. So here is the Indianapolis Colts post-free agency semi-round mock draft. In round one, I had the Colts taking receiver, and Terrace Marshall Jr. from LSU. I know some people they may not think they need a receiver. Personally, I think it'd be pretty smart to get one because you have Michael Pittman with the Colts, and who's a rookie last season. You also have T.Y. Hilton. But T.Y. Hilton, he was a rookie in, I believe, 2012, 2011, something like that. So he's been with Indianapolis for quite some time. He's getting up there in age and is not what he used to be. Trading for Carson Wentz, that's kind of like a Super Bowl move for the Colts. It's Super Bowl or bust. You have to get weapons for Carson Wentz. I think getting Terrace Marshall Jr. from LSU is a great pick here. Him or Rashad Bateman, either one to me would be outstanding. Marshall's pro day with LSU was phenomenal. Really helped him with his draft stock. But I really, really like this pick here to give Carson Wentz some more weapons in Indy. As we go to round two here, I do have them taking an offensive lineman in round two, Liam Eichenberg, the offensive tackle from Notre Dame University. That one of the Colts offensive tackles from last season retired this past free agency. And you cannot allow Carson Wentz to get sacked and pressured like he did in Philadelphia, because that is just going to be a disaster for your offense if you allow that to happen. Eichenberg here is a pretty good pick. I figure this would probably be about where he will go. I've seen mock drafts have him going in the first, but I've also seen mock drafts have him going in the third round. But I'm getting him kind of in between here at 54th overall. I think it's a pretty good pick for Indianapolis. And I wouldn't be shocked if maybe they would take an offensive tackle in the first round. But personally, I think they should try to get wide receiver in the first and worry about an offensive tackle in the second, because there's still going to be some pretty nice offensive tackles with the 54th pick overall, like Liam Eichenberg, Spencer Brown from Northern Iowa, Brady Christensen from BYU. There's a pretty decent amount of offensive tackles that's going to be very good options here for Indianapolis in round two. They actually do not have a third-round pick, but with their fourth-round pick, they select Oregon State edge rusher Hamilcar Rashed Jr. They lost Justin Houston last season. He was their edge rusher. They could really use some edge rushing help. In some of my mock drafts, I've actually had the Colts taking an edge rusher in the first round, such as Azeez Ojulari and Kwity Paye. But, with this edge rushing class being so talented and being kind of compared to last year's wide receiver class, I don't think that, some teams may not take an edge rusher early because there's so much depth at the edge rusher position in this draft class. I think, getting Rashed Jr. here in round four is a really nice pick. Even if he's going, there's some still quality edge rushers around here. There's Patrick Jones, if maybe Peyton Turner, Shaka Toney from Penn State, Gordon Smith from UAB. There's so many guys the Colts could take here in the later rounds if they decide to go edge rusher. As we continue on here, going into the fifth round, they take corner Benjamin St. Juste. I don't know if I pronounced that wrong or not. But they could use a little bit of corner help. I think it'll be pretty smart to get a corner here. He's the best corner here available. I've seen some mock drafts have him a little bit higher. And, something to look into these mock drafts, if you've seen my videos before, all these mock drafts I do are from ProFootballNetwork.com. They're a mock draft simulator. So I cannot determine, what players may be a reach or what players fall or anything like that. But, getting a corner here and St. Juste I think is a really, really good value pick here for Indianapolis. As we continue on here, they have one sixth-round pick, and with their sixth-round pick, they select the BYU tight end Matt Bushman. I really, really like this pick here. I think Bushman has a chance to be a very successful tight end in the NFL, despite him having a late-round grade to most people. You watch him with Zach Wilson, he really, pops out on your screen as a nice tight end. But, the Colts could really use tight end help, and with Carson Wentz, coming from Philadelphia, I really think the Colts will maybe end up trading to get Zach Ertz, Wentz's target in Philadelphia for many years. if they don't, or even if they would, I would still like to see them get more depth at tight end. And Matt Bushman here at the 206 pick overall is a tremendous value pick. I think he's right here is going to be the best tight end available. If they get one maybe in the 5th round, I think Quentin Morris from Bowling Green University would be the best one available. But this is kind of a team need, but it's also one of the better players available. In the later rounds, I do not like teams taking team needs. You should always take best player available when it's in the 5th, 6th, and 7th rounds, because if you take team needs, some of those guys may not be available. If you take best player available, they're a lot more likely to end up making your team. And the Colts have one final selection. They have one 7th round pick, and with that 7th round pick, they take Louisville wide receiver Dez Fitzpatrick. Dez Fitzpatrick had a very nice showing at the Senior Bowl a couple months back in Alabama. I know I already had him taking a wide receiver in round 1, but this gives you a little bit more depth at wide receiver position, which you could definitely use. Because T.Y. Hilton's, he's kind of up there in age, like I said. He's also kind of injury prone. Michael Pittman Jr. also missed some games last season. But getting Marshall round 1, Dez Fitzpatrick from Louisville here in round 7, I think, it's a definitely upgrade to your wide receiver core. It gives you much young depth needed for the Indianapolis wide receiver position. So that was my Indianapolis Colts post-free agency serum on my draft. I will go over these picks here one more time. And round 1, Terrace Marshall Jr. from LSU, wide receiver. In round 2, offensive tackle Liam Eichenberg. They do not have a 3rd round pick, but with their 4th round pick selection, they select edge rusher Hamilcar Rashed Jr. With their 5th round pick, they select Benjamin St. Justy, corner from Minnesota. In the 6th round, they select BYU tight end Matt Bushman. And with their last pick of the draft in the 7th round, they select Louisville wide receiver Dez Fitzpatrick. Thank you all so much for listening. If you could like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel, I really, really appreciate it. And I will see you next time on the Sports Dude Hunt Show.